Hello. Tonight's story is called Fairy Light and the Last Christmas Tree by Carol Skilling. It was Christmas Eve, and Santa Claus and the elves were just putting the finishing touches to the presents for the girls and boys all over the world. Santa Claus asked Rudolph if all the Christmas trees, all the decorations and all the fairy lights had been sent out. "Yes, sir," said Rudolph. "Everything has been cleared from the storeroom." "Well done," said Santa. "Let's have a glass of sherry and a mince pie to celebrate, as you have all worked so hard." While everybody was sitting down having their sherry and mince pies, two of the reindeer, Dancer and Prancer, sneaked off. Those two were definitely up to mischief. "Let's go and tie all the reins from Santa's sleigh into knots and hide some of the presents," they whispered to each other. Trying to hide their giggles, they crept out of Santa's grotto without anyone noticing them. They tied all the reins in knots and took some of the presents off the sleigh to hide. "Where shall we hide them?" whispered Prancer. "I know," whispered Dancer. "In Santa's storeroom. No one will think of looking there." So they sneaked into the stores with the presents and hid them. But just as they were about to leave, they saw a tiny light in the back of the big room. When they looked closer, they saw it was a tiny fairy, and her light had nearly gone out, as she had been crying so much. "What are you doing here?" said Dancer and Prancer. "I fell asleep," said Fairy Light. "And Rudolph didn't see me when he collected all the others, so I got left behind, and no one heard me calling." "We'd better take you to Santa," they said. "He'll know what to do." When Santa heard what had happened, he told Dancer and Prancer off for tying the reins up in knots and hiding the presents, but he wasn't too cross. Otherwise, poor Fairy Light would have spent Christmas all alone. He sent them out in the snow to untie all the knots and put the presents back on the sleigh. He had a little chuckle to himself and reminded Rudolph he was just like that when he was a young reindeer. "Now, Fairy Light, stop your crying. We'll find a home for you to light up tonight." On the other side of the world, all the shops had closed on Christmas Eve and all the Christmas trees had been sold, except one little tree in a red pot that someone had ordered and forgotten to collect. He had hoped all day that someone would come for him, but no one had, and now he was left at the back of the shop with no one to decorate him and no one to light him up. He started crying as he was only a little tree, and he was lonely and wanted to spend Christmas with a family and make them happy. Now Santa Claus knows everything about Christmas, and he heard the little tree crying and suddenly had a great idea. All he needed now to put his plan into operation was a family with children that needed a Christmas tree and lights. He asked all his elves to find someone who needed some Christmas cheer. Eric the elf suddenly remembered a story about a very poor family living out in the country who couldn't afford to buy a tree or lights or any presents for their children. The only thing they could give them was love. "Okay," said Santa, "time to put my plan into action. Fairy Light," he said, "stop your crying and make your light as bright as you can. I have a job for you. Let's go." All the presents were stacked on Santa's sleigh and off they went. First stop, the shop, to pick up the little Christmas tree in the red pot. The little tree was crying so much he didn't hear the sleigh bells until they were next to him. "Hello, little tree. Stop your crying," said Santa. "I have a job for you. Meet Fairy Light. She is going with you." Well, it was love at first sight. As soon as they saw each other, Fairy Light and the little Christmas tree knew they would be together always. "Come on, you two. We've got a very busy night ahead. Mustn't waste any time," said Santa. Now Santa had almost finished delivering the presents when he came to the very poor house, where they didn't have anything to give each other but lots of love. "Okay, you two, this is where we leave you," said Santa to Fairy Light and the little Christmas tree. "Make sure you make these people as happy as you can, and I am going to give Fairy Light special powers so that the family can have a wonderful Christmas. Merry Christmas from all the reindeer and a special kiss from me." And with a flurry of snowflakes, he was gone. When they got into the house, all was quiet, so Fairy Light used the special power Santa had given her and shook her wings, and the little Christmas tree was covered in decorations and lights, and there were presents for all the family under the little tree. Fairy Light shook her wings again, and the kitchen filled up with food, and there was a wonderful smell of turkey roasting in the oven. The children were woken by the wonderful Christmas smell. They were very hungry and rushed into the lovely warm living room, where there was a roaring fire, presents under the little Christmas tree, and lots of fruit and chocolates for them to eat. When the children and their parents saw the gifts and food, they were really surprised and delighted and had no idea where they came from. But we know, don't we? So, they all had a wonderful Christmas day, and things got better for the whole family after that. The magic kept working. The little Christmas tree and Fairy Light lived happily too, and came out every year to the delight of the family. If you look outside into the night sky in the winter, the brightest star in the sky will be Fairy Light, shining with happiness. Merry Christmas, everybody. That was lovely, Carol. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed tonight's Advent story. Don't miss out on the chance of some more Christmas magic by booking my new online Santa at Home grotto now. The elves and I have been very busy getting the Wi-Fi sorted out in the North Pole so that we can all meet and chat together via Zoom and have a right good Christmas party together. Book now at santaathomeofficial.com. Merry Christmas, everyone.